The footballer was born in Juiz de Fora in the state of Minas Gerais and marked his debut playing for Cruzeiro. At the age of 19, he started playing for Botafogo and soon emerged as a skilled attacking midfielder, scoring 5 goals in 2014. After he broke ligaments in his right knee, a series of injuries hampered his chances of holding a place in the senior team. He still had a great deal of potential and was transferred to Sao Paulo in 2015. Following an unremarkable stint with the team, he was loaned to Curitiba in 2017. From the beginning of 2017, he played for Ponte Preta and then São Bento. Both teams were in Series B of the Brazilian competition. In 2018, the injuries got worse and as a result, the young talent had to stay off the pitch for 2 months. He was released by his club to spend the weekend in Parana. It was during this time away that he went to a party and met his tragic end. Edson Bridges was a 38-year-old businessman married to Cristiana Bridges, and together they had an 18-year-old daughter named Alana. On the 26th of October, Alana turned 18 and her birthday was celebrated at a nightclub in Curitiba. It was there that Daniel met and partied with her family. He had then reportedly been invited to continue the festivities into the following day at the family's house. At some point, he got into bed with Cristiana and posed for a photo while she appeared to be asleep. He took a photo and sent it to his footballer friends on WhatsApp. It remains unclear whether Edson saw the messages. At the time, she was drunk, asleep, and thought it was a dream. Cristiana claimed that when she found the footballer laying on top of her, she got frightened and began to scream. Daniel was excited. He was wearing only his underpants. His private area was exposed and he rubbed it on her body. In a video posted to URL, Edson claimed that he was forced to break down the door in order to reach his wife, where he alleges that he found Daniel with Cristiana. He kept to this story that he and Daniel were friends, and that Daniel had left of his own accord. The version was corroborated by the couple's 18-year-old daughter Alana. After extensively questioning 4 witnesses who were in the house the morning the player was killed, the detective working on the case said the version by the suspect was full of contradictions. The detective added that the toxicology reports showed that Daniel was very drunk when he was found in bed with Miss Bridges, and was probably incapable of sexual assault. A key witness that was in the house at the time asserted that no one heard the cry of Cristiana asking for help to prevent her from being attacked. The first shouts heard were from Cristiana asking for help to stop Daniel from being beaten by her husband. Her cries for help did not sound like that of someone being attacked, and no one heard the noise of Edson breaking down the door. It is not a mansion, it's a small house and people were nearby, said the witness. Edson changed the version when the corpse was found and confessed he had acted out of violent emotion. He admitted to violently beating and killing the player after accusing him of assaulting his wife. According to Edson, after hearing Cristiana's screams, he broke down the door and caught the footballer on top of his wife trying to assault her, while other guests partied in the house. The 3 teenage suspects involved in the attack made a full confession. Cristiana allegedly led Daniel to believe that the joke of taking a picture next to her would be harmless, and viewed in the circumstances in which they were taken. According to the investigator, Daniel got into bed with Cristiana and posed for a photo. Cristiana knew the character of her husband and his violent personality. Daniel sent the photo to his friends on WhatsApp in his final hours. The police labeled the act as an immature stunt. I can sleep here. He has several women sleeping around the house. I'm going to devour the mother of the birthday girl. And the father is here, he wrote. His friend replied with a warning, telling him the father might attack him. One friend, apparently identifying the seriousness of the situation, told him, "They're going to make mincemeat of you. The guy is going to come and beat you up." The prank apparently backfired after Edson lost his temper. when he saw Daniel laying in bed next to his wife. In a fit of rage, Edison along with 3 teenage suspects attacked Daniel. Witnesses claimed they heard the player's screams when he was being beaten. After being severely battered, Daniel was bungled half naked into the trunk of a family car and driven to a forest area some 20 kilometers from the house. The first idea was not to kill Daniel. The idea was to leave him naked in the streets and humiliate him. Someone had made the suggestion of leaving him on the road without clothes. However, on the way, Daniel's cell phone in front of the seat rang, and Edison took the phone and saw the pictures. Immediately, his mood turned into rage. According to the lawyer that was representing one of the teenage suspects, his client tried to talk Edison out of killing Daniel. He claimed he was warned, told not to interfere, otherwise he would be in trouble. Edison, along with his 18-year-old daughter and wife Christiana, were all arrested in connection with the crime in November 2018. Daniel's body was found hours later on October 28th, without his genitals and partially beheaded. A forensic report indicated the cause of death was delivered by a stab to the neck with an extremely sharp object, which exposed the victim's cervical spine, cutting deeply through the upper cervical muscle. He had partially been beheaded with a sharp knife and his genitals dismembered with what was believed to be the same object. Footage captured the moment Edison showed police where he dumped the body of the Brazilian football player. The victim's genitals were recovered from a tree where it had allegedly been tossed. Shortly after the confirmation of Daniel's death, his former football club put out a tweet that said, "The Sao Paulo Football Club deeply regrets the death of midfielder Daniel Correa Freitas." The club sympathizes and pays condolences to the athlete's family. During an interview with a local TV network, the mother of the victim stated that she bared no resentment towards the preacher's family. "Thank God I don't have hatred in my heart, because if I had hatred, it would be much worse. I don't hate the people who killed my son. I'm sorry, very sorry, because what life will they have now? It's not just my family that was destroyed, theirs too." Christiana wants freedom because she talks about her 11-year-old daughter who she still has to take care of, but her family is all destroyed. What example will she be for this daughter? She said. Christiana was released in September 2019, a month after her daughter Alana left prison after a decision by the court. Edison remains in prison. During an interview, Christiana reaffirmed the version that she had no participation in the crime and that Daniel was on top of her, grabbing her breast with his private area exposed, rubbing himself against her. The gruesome events did not seem to hinder Alana's public image. In fact, her social media following grew in the aftermath of the events, and she describes herself as a public figure. She regularly makes posts in honor of her father,